Good morning. Just a short video showing the results of my last two outings with those crystal diggings. Nothing real fancy in the first place. I still haven't cleaned off all the material that I got from that location. There's still a lot of stuff uncleaned yet. Some of it's kind of neat. Bigger crystals there. Here's a pretty good crystal structure growing on a nice chunk of microline. But one thing that kind of stole the show was that big piece that I had found. And here's what it turned out to be. A real nice plate with two big kind of rhombus shaped fluorite crystals in them. And I don't know if I can get the light to capture that just right. Man, that sucker is real deep, translucent colors, and it also has some nice crystals growing on it. So that was a real big surprise. I found that early on that one section where I was digging that morning. It was really cold outside, so this is that bigger piece. Let's see if I can get that coloration to come out a little bit better if I put some water on it. Let me get some water here. Let me put a little water on here, see what happens. And maybe you can see that a little bit better. I don't know if that does it or not. It's really hard to capture that, but that is nice. I was very surprised when I started washing that off and found out that's what was in there. Still got to clean some of that up. It cleaned up real good with my textile gun. I'm thankful I was able to get that. And here's the Amazonite pieces that I got the following day. And I was surprised also, some of that I even found some fluorite on. Very seldom do I ever find fluorite on my Amazonite. See if I can get that color. No, that just made it go dark. That didn't do no better. Some of the pieces have some pretty good shape to them. Kind of a just all around chunky block there. And it's hard enough to where it should polish up or cut, to be able to be cut and polished. Pretty good thick chunks. So that's a pretty good find. Some of the pieces are a little bigger than others, but they're big enough to where they can maybe be cut. I also found some other interesting item. I don't know if you can tell this or not, but this piece of mica, well, it's a muscovite mica, but when they get this big, they kind of have a different name. I forgot what that is off the top of my head. But if you can look in there, there's purple in that too. There's fluorite inside the mica. I've never seen that before. A big old cleave, a big book of mica, but it has purple specks, purple flakes. Really interesting. Never seen nothing like that before. Also found big sections of biotite mica. I think when they get this big, there's a different name for them. These big old cleaves or books of mica actually have maybe a different name when they're this big, but this stuff here is kind of common in some places, not usually this big. So that was, oh, and there's one other that I had found. This is that plate that I dug up out of there. It has a big crystal that got broke off, but it would have been at one time it'd been a nice specimen. So that's just kind of neat. So there is the results from the last two outings I did this last weekend, and that one right there is sure a beauty. I hope that somehow or another we can get that coloration in there. Just don't know. It sure shines real good, and it's very translucent. Anyway, thanks for sharing. Have a great one.